So this week might be a little unhinged, but come along anyway. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Jules, and this is another weekly vlog that may or may not be unhinged. It's probably going to be unhinged. So I have mentioned in some of my previous vlogs that this month I was doing a Survivor challenge with Gwen's Patreon. It has been a ton of fun, and let me just tell you, my inner competitiveness like burst out of me. Like, who am I? Anyway, so I didn't know I was this competitive. So the first 2 weeks we were on teams, and we rolled the dice, read for our prompts, get into the challenge area. There was a midweek challenge, which 2 of those weeks I won the challenge for the extra points. And then on Saturday we would do a team like puzzle challenge together, and then in order for you to get your points for the week for your team, you had to get the puzzle right. So week 1 and 2, great. I made it past the first 2 weeks, got into the third week, which was a combined tribe. So that was this past week. We were in one big tribe, but we were competing individually. So no more teams, points, it's all individual. So we still rolled the dice, read our books, got in the challenge area. The quicker you got in the challenge area, the more points you got. Let me tell you, I got in that challenge area quick. So I was on point for having a lot of points last week. So then come Saturday, which was yesterday, the puzzles came about, and you had to solve them on your own. I stink at puzzles. So one of my previous teammates, her and I worked really well to get the puzzles figured out on Saturdays when we were in our team. So we're like, I was gonna bounce my answer off of her to see if hers was the same, to know if we had it correct. So we had the same answer. So we were very confident that it was the right answer. It was not. Which means that I didn't get my points for the week. So the way that this week went was basically the top 9 get to move on, and the bottom 9 were eliminated. So since I didn't get my points, I obviously was in the bottom 9, and I got eliminated. Wah, wah, wah. I was super sad. Like, I legit was in my feels. I was sad. I am now on Redemption Island. So anyone that has not moved on in the challenge has moved over to Redemption Island. So when you're on Redemption Island, basically, you're just reading books for points. There's no rolling. You don't have to get to a challenge area. You don't do challenges. You're just reading for points. So this is the last week of the challenge. So let me tell you that this week, I am going to be reading a lot of books to build up my points so that I can hopefully win Redemption Island, because there is going to be, at the end of the week, there will be one winner of Redemption Island as well. I have now shifted gears. I went from being sad and just bleh, to now I'm in a different competitive mode. And so now I'm trying to win Redemption Island. So that's why this week's going to be a little unhinged, because do I have other books that I probably need to finish before the end of this month, which is literally a week away? Yes, I do. Am I going to read them? No, probably not. So my plans for this week completely changed. There's already a few books that I had on my TBR for this month that got shifted to next month. So here's my list. I have a list of prompts. So I can't read any prompts that I've already read for the first 3 weeks. I cannot read for those prompts again. So I had to go through and cross off the prompts that I've already read for, and now I have to find books for these prompts that I can read. And there are new prompts for this week, so there are some that obviously weren't on here that I can read for. My goal is to submit at least 1 book a day, if not more. And the way I'm going to do that is by reading my YA thrillers or horrors, spooky middle grade, my Goosebumps books, cozy mysteries, all of those things that are very easy and fast to get through. I'm going to try and match to these prompts. So I'm going to take you along this week while I read random books to get points for this challenge. So the other people that are still doing the Survivor challenge, we can't see those of us that are on Redemption Island, we can't see their tribe anymore. So we're not in their Discord, so we can't read any of that. They didn't get their prompts until this morning. So they couldn't start rolling and reading until this morning. We on Redemption Island were able to start reading right after Tribal Council yesterday. So I already started reading. So last night I picked up a Goosebumps book and I read Goosebumps Horrorland, Say Cheese and Die Screaming. For this prompt, I did a book under 200 pages. So I'm already one book in. So I do have one book that I need to finish today for a cozy mystery vlog I'm doing. So that is The Uninvited Corpse. So this actually surprisingly fits a new to you author prompt because I have not read from this author. So we're going to start here and see how it goes. Wish me luck.
Oh, good morning. I am so tired. I don't think I slept very good last night. I feel like I was dreaming, but I don't remember what I was dreaming about, but then I kept waking up. I don't know. And then my dog woke up at like 5 o'clock in the morning to have to go to the bathroom. It was rather annoying. Coffee. So yesterday I spent like 5 hours in the kitchen probably cooking because I had to cook. I was meal prepping, so I meal prepped my husband's meals. I meal prepped food for me and my daughter. Basically I just made up like rice and chicken and veggies and all that, so we can just like throw like chicken bowls and stuff together and add like whatever sauce or whatever we want on it. And then I did then I made 2 batches of chocolate chip cookies for the book I was reading. So I did like the book I was reading had 2 chocolate chip cookie recipes in it. So I was like, of course I want to like do a battle of the cookies. So I made 2 batches of cookies yesterday. Of course I sent them all with my husband because I'm trying not to eat the bad stuff. But so they went with him to his work. But I did take a bite out of each one just to try the difference. And I mean, they're a chocolate chip cookie. They both tasted good. And then what else? So I finished that book last night and logged it. And then I started The Cousins. I'm like 60 pages in, and how many did I say this had? 321. So we will see if I can get it read today. I'm hoping it's not a busy work day. Cross your fingers. So I'd like to get at least like half of it read between work calls. And then tonight, we don't have sprints tonight, Jess has book discussion. Okay, so Jessie normally does reading sprints on Mondays, but we are discussing our book club pick tonight. So that'll probably be like an hour and a half or so that I won't be able to read because I'll be on there like chatting with everybody. But after that, I can read. So probably not till like 8-ish, which gives me a couple hours. Okay, so I need to try and get more than half of this read if I want to log this book today. I'll check in later. Hello, I'm here with an update. And I just have to share, this big thing is full of a protein shake that I made. You can't really see it. So it is so good. I knew I wanted to get back to making my protein shakes. I used to have a protein shake every day. I'm big on lots of protein. But I kind of get in a habit, like when you have something so much, you just don't want it anymore. But now that it's warmer out, I like, I like the thick, cold, frosty protein shakes. So I took a pre-made Premier Protein birthday cake flavor. So I did ice, the birthday cake protein shake, frozen raspberries, and just a little bit of my Chobani white chocolate raspberry creamer. Y'all, this is so good. So good. I'm definitely making this again. I don't love that the raspberries have seeds in them. Kind of annoys me, but it's okay. Raspberry is one of my favorite fruit flavors. Raspberry anything. Anyway, so I'm having my protein shake, but I thought I would update on how I'm doing in my book. I never told you what this was about. So I'm almost 50% through, which is good because I wanted to at least get to 50% before this evening, but I'm going to pass that because it's only like 1:30. So I still have a few more hours of work, and it hasn't been super busy today, so I'm able to read between work. So this says, Millie, Aubrey, and Jonah Story are cousins, but they barely know each other, and they've never even met their grandmother. Rich and reclusive, she disinherited their parents before they were born. So when they each receive a letter inviting them to work at her island resort for the summer, they're surprised and curious. Their parents are unwavering on one point. Not going is not an option. This could be their chance to get back into grandmother's good graces. But when the cousins arrive at the island, it's immediately clear that she has different plans for them. And the longer they stay, the more they realize how mysterious and dark their family's past is. The entire Story family has secrets. Whatever pulled them apart years ago isn't over, and this summer, the cousins will learn everything if they can survive the season. So, like, it sounds super intriguing, but it's really kind of just boring. So they're at the resort, and they're not even getting to stay in like the nice area. They're just kind of like put in a separate area, which is not bad, and they're like getting paid to work on the island, but they have yet to even meet their grandma. Like they show up and they're like, oh, she has somewhere she has to go, and then she leaves. So like they haven't even met her. I'm just like, so really it's just the three cousins getting to know each other and kind of like what their parents were like, because obviously they don't even know each other, and just them kind of asking questions to like some of the people who have lived there and like know them. That's really all it is. There's nothing really thrillery happening yet. So I'm going to need it to pick up its thrillerness. So yeah, I'll be back. Hello, it is Tuesday. Coming in with an update. So last night I finished The Cousins, and yeah, I'm gonna take this off my shelf. So my daughter has already read this, and I wish I had asked her about this before I started reading it to see how she liked it, because she was like, oh yeah, that wasn't a thriller at all. So this is really just like a family drama. Does it not look like it should be a thriller? Like be scarier than, yeah, it was not. I ended up giving this 2 stars, and I'm gonna put it in my panko shop. Hopefully somebody else might like it better. This morning I decided that I wanted to work in my reading journal. So I wanted to listen to something between work calls instead of actually reading. So I was like, okay, I'll find a YA thriller. So I decided to just go to my usual. I know she's a YA thriller. I know I like her books. So I think I've read this one before, but it's been like a few years. So I was like, I'm just going to pick this up. So I started this. I'm already 25% into it. I'm loving it. So this one is following a couple girls that go back to camp. Something happened when they were younger at camp, and they haven't been back, and now they are actually counselors. And so they're going back, and they have a group of kids that they're having to keep track of. This totally brought back all the memories of day camp with my daughter. My daughter did Girl Scouts all through school, the whole shebang, all the way from kindergarten to her senior year. We did day camp every year, and I was always a unit leader. I also was a troop leader, so I took my girls camping. They literally took them on a hike and they're lost. And I was like, yeah, I've done that. So we didn't get lost like really bad, but like our camp that we went to in our city, it's pretty big or whatever, but it's enclosed. It's like a forest, but it's a good size, but it's also has fencing around it. So like we just got off the trail, and I had to pull out my phone and turn on a compass and figure out which direction I was. And then I knew based on which direction we were, which way to go and get us out of there. But it was so funny. I was like, this sounds familiar. I'm gonna keep reading this, and hopefully I will get this done today, and then I can log another book today. So far, I'm on track, logging 1 book a day. Anyway, so I am here. I'm just coloring in my books. I'm about to finish coloring these in because I have not been logging my stuff, but then I'm gonna run out. So I won't be coloring anymore because I'll run out of space. And I just had to go in and write down all the books I've read for this month. I literally just mentioned in a video that I was going to keep up on this, and then I haven't for this month. I don't know. Maybe book journaling is just not in the cards for me. I don't know. Anyway, it's almost lunchtime. I'm gonna go make another smoothie. I don't know if I'm gonna make the same kind of smoothie. I might be out of the cake batter one, so I might have to make something else. But yeah, I will check in later. Yeah, this is good. Look how thick. This is how I like mine, like thicker than a Snickers. I wish I was having a Snickers. I'm not having a Snickers. So Clean Simple Eats, I love their protein because it's not chalky, does not have that nasty like protein aftertaste. I mean, if you drink, if you guys have protein, you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, so today I mixed this and one of these with some ice. If this tastes like a dreamsicle. Sometimes if I don't want a blended one, I will just mix this with a little thing of orange juice and make like a little orange Julius. That is so good too, but anyway. So I have an orange creamsicle for lunch. Yeah, it's good. Try it. I'm gonna do reading updates, but let's talk about the flavor of the protein shake today. Today I did strawberry lemonade. It is a pre-made strawberries and cream Premier protein shake, and I added ice, a handful of strawberries, and a packet of sugar-free lemonade. It's so good. It's like a reward. Has anyone seen Django? If you've seen that movie, then you know what I'm talking about. Okay, let's talk about what I've read. Let me set this back here for a sec. Okay, so I was able to get 2 books logged yesterday. So I finished The Lake, had a great time with this. I gave it 4 stars because I love Natasha Preston. It had that summer campy feel. Nothing like super gory, but like just enough of a thrill, you know, to keep you invested in it and like the mystery of it. I did not like, however, that it kind of left with a cliffhanger. And I don't remember that because I'm pretty sure I've read this already like a few years ago, but I don't remember the ending. So I was kind of like, what? Where's the rest of it? Overall, still loved it. So I did, I logged this one for my YA thriller prompt. And then I did have to go back and have Jordan fix my submission form because I submitted The Cousins as the 2-word title, and that is not what I meant to do. I meant to use it for the prompt of Dual Timeline. For the 2-word title prompt, I read Finch House last night. This was a really fast read. Of course, it's spooky middle grade. It wasn't super spooky though, but it was okay. Let me tell you what it's about. It says 11-year-old Micah has no interest in moving out of her grandfather's house. She loves living with Pop Pop, especially their shared hobby of driving around rich neighborhoods to find treasures in others' trash. To avoid packing, Micah goes for a bike ride and ends up at the Finch house, the decrepit Victorian that Pop Pop says is off limits. Except when she gets there, it's all fixed up and there's a boy named Theo in the front yard. Surely that means Finch house isn't off limits anymore. But when Pop Pop finds her there, Micah is only met with his disappointment. By the next day, Pop Pop is nowhere to be found. After searching everywhere, Micah's instincts lead her back to Finch house. But once Theo invites her inside, Micah realizes she can't leave. That, with its strange whispers and deep dark shadows, Finch house isn't just a house, it's alive. Can Micah find a way to convince the house to let her go, or will she be forced to stay in Finch house forever? So it was a pretty good time. Like I said, it was a really fast read. I mean, it's, you know, middle grade. It's only like a couple hundred pages. Yeah, it's just under 200 pages. I enjoyed Micah and Pop Pop's relationship. When she was in the house, that obviously was when it was creepy. The creepiness didn't like take off like right away, but definitely has some like secret doors that may lead to different dimensions type thing involved in it. I only gave it 3 stars, so I'm not going to keep it on my shelf because it's not something that I think, while I did enjoy it, I don't think it's something that I would reread. So some of my spooky middle grade I am keeping because like I really enjoy them and it's something that I would probably go back and read, you know,
a year or two later, or if I think my daughter would like it. Like, I don't think she would like this. So anyway, so this is going in the Pango shop. Obviously I'm keeping this one. Speaking of Pango shop, I probably have like 15 books I need to add to my Pango store. So I may do a little Pango unhaul video, just a short, quick video showing you what I'm unhauling, and a little, you know, glance over of what I already have in my Pango shop. So for today, I'm bouncing back and forth between two books. I have been reading this week, Empire of Storms. Love this series. I love it, love it, love it. So I started this on Saturday, not very much into it on Saturday, but I am already almost 40% through. So I want to get this finished before Saturday so that I can log this as my 5-star prediction book, because I feel like it's gonna have 5 stars. So I have the audio for this one. So this is when I'm doing things that I can't actually physically read, this is what I'm reading. And then what I'm physically reading that I do not have the audio for is It Watches in the Dark by Jeff Strand. So one of the prompts is to read a book that has fire or the colors of fire on them. And if you look closely, his head looks like it is on fire. So I've literally read 6 pages of it today. So I gotta get to reading this. Tonight I am going to dinner with some friends that I used to be acquaintance with in Girl Scouts. So I haven't seen them forever. Like I said, my daughter hasn't been in Girl Scouts for a couple years. And so I have not seen them for a hot minute. So there's a few of them that we're gonna get together and just catch up. So they're on this canoe trip with their dad for their 12th birthday. First of all, they don't seem 12. They seem older than they're 12. But, and then also I love that it says they're in Missouri. So they end up in these rapids, the river rapids, and their canoe hits a rock and it tips, and they're like frantically trying to get out of the water, and the dad is knocked unconscious in the water. I'm only 1 chapter in. So I am not, and it is 4:30, so I'm off work and I have to go to dinner. So I'm probably not going to get, but you know, maybe a couple hours of reading in tonight. And I don't think I'm going to finish this today. Luckily though, I should be able to log it tomorrow, and I logged 2 yesterday. So I'm okay with that. I'm still on a good track. Hello, I'm here to do a Thursday update. So I haven't actually got that much accomplished. So last night I went to dinner with my friends and I was gone for 3 hours. 3 hours. The girls were chatty. So I did not get any reading done last night. So I did not log a book yesterday. I'm gonna be doing good if I log a book today. I doubt that's gonna happen. So I have only managed to read like 30 pages in this, because I haven't been able to read physically because it's just busy today. But so last night when I got home, I had to make some more protein donuts because the batch I make only lasts a few days. I could double the batch, but then I'm like, they won't be as fresh like toward the end of the week, so I don't like to do that. So midweek I just make a new batch. So when I got home, I still had to do that. So I did continue listening to this last night while I made those. So I have managed to get to 70% in this book. It is so good. It is so good. I'm tabbing it. Look, my tabbies match. I should hopefully have this done by tomorrow so I can log that. Okay, every time I do from this angle and I see him, I just want to go boop. He's so cute. My little Stay Puffed. Anyway, back on track. So when I got home last night, I came in the door and I was like, what is that smell? I was like, what did y'all do while I was gone? And they're like, I don't know. And Haley goes, she's like,
I can't figure it out. She's like, it smelled like somebody was cooking something or that something was burning. Cause like when I walked in, it smelled like legit, like a grill. Like, I don't know. And so I go in the kitchen and I instantly knew the closer I got to upstairs, I was like, oh my God, I did not turn the crock pot off. So I had made some chicken in the crock pot yesterday afternoon and I took it out before I left, but I didn't turn the crock pot off. So literally there was just like a little bit of juice in the bottom of it. It just dried up and burned to a crisp on high for 3 hours. It smelled so bad. So bad. So when I got home, I had to like fumigate the kitchen. Anyway, so yeah, today I've been busy at work. So yeah, I've just been continuing in the Empire of Storms because I'm not able to physically read today because 2 girls are gone from work. So more work for me. So I have not been able to physically read. So and tonight I'm meeting another friend for dinner. Me and my daughter are going to meet her. And I don't think I'll be gone as long, but we have our Survivor Challenge tonight. I'm not in it, obviously, but I want to see it. So I need to make sure that I am home in time for that, which I should be because it's 8 o'clock my time and we're meeting at like 5:30. So it gives me time. So we'll do that and then hopefully get a little bit of reading done tonight. So I may not log any more books today, but hopefully I can log 2 books tomorrow and then maybe even another book Saturday. So I'm hoping I can get at least 3 more books logged this week, and then that will give me a total of 8 books for the week logged, which is a lot. But anyway, I'll check in and let you know how things are going. Also, I did pre-order some books from Barnes & Noble. So I just saw that Barnes & Noble has a pre-order for a deluxe edition of the Hunger Games series. They are stunning. Stunning. They're paperbacks, but they have stenciled edges, and the front of them, all 4 books are different colors, and they have the Mockingjay on them in the different like angles or whatever. Oh, they're just so pretty. I could not pass it up. I just read the series. So in Liv's Patreon for the past 4 months, we were reading a book every month. And yeah, I love it. I love it. And I went through and highlighted and all the stuff. I don't know that when I get my pretty copies, if I will do that. I will probably go back in and whatever I highlighted in my just cheapy paperbacks, I will probably tab with coordinating colors to the books. Anyway, I'm very excited about that. And then while I was in there, of course, I saw the Barnes & Noble exclusive edition of Wisteria that comes out in August, which I am very excited for. And I didn't think I was going to pre-order it because I thought I'll just go out on release day and buy it. However, they had on there where if you pre-order the book, then you're entered in a giveaway. And the giveaway is like it's a signed copy of the book. It's a sweatshirt, a tote bag, and a coffee cup, and a $100 gift card to Barnes & Noble. So yes, enter me in that and give me all the winning jujus that I'm going to win that. Hi, hello. I just realized it's been all day and I haven't updated my vlog. So I finished It Watches in the Dark last night. So I did log this before bed. It was just kind of silly. I mean, it was very like not realistic, cheesy, campy. It wasn't even really campy, honestly, if I'm being honest. So they were on this canoe trip. The dad gets injured. He's passed out. They leave him on the dock and decide they need to try and walk and go find somewhere. And they go on this trail and just come into this like town that's like 999 people live here or something. And they're just kind of overly friendly, but also kind of weird. And they do get them to get the dad, and they bring the dad back, and they take him to this like, they say like their hospital medical building or whatever, but it doesn't look like it. But they won't let the kids in to see him. And there's this ginormous scarecrow in the middle of their like town, like main town. Like ginormous. So, and when I say like ginormous, see how small they are? It's like this big, and there's like benches around this scarecrow, and they like random people are just sitting there, like kind of look comatose while they're hanging out with this scarecrow. And so the mayor of the town tells them that the scarecrow watches over them. It watches anyway. But they can hear the scarecrow in their minds, I guess. So like the kids are like, this is weird. Like, can you hear this? They're getting upset, and they're like, we want to see our dad, and they wouldn't let them. And they're like, you know, we just need to break in and go find him. And so they find their dad, and he's hooked up to like all these like tubes, and they can't undo them because they're like, or they tried to take them off, but then they're like, one of the ladies taking care of him's like, he'll bleed out. You can't take those off of him. He's here. We saved his life, but like, did they? So anyway, without giving everything away, they are getting chased by this ginormous scarecrow and trying to get their dad out and get out of there. I gave it a 3-star. And I don't even know if my daughter will like this. This is probably gonna end up in my pango shop. Today was insanely busy at work. I didn't get to do any reading. Here comes the dog. And hi. I didn't get to do any reading today. So, hello, how are you? You want to say hi? Do you want to? Oh, that's the book. Hey, hey. Do you want to say hi? Hi. She doesn't want to say hi. So anyway, so after work, I went and took some books back to the library. I went and got crickets for the chameleon. We grabbed dinner. I'm home. I'm about to sit down. Liv is doing some sprints. I did not get to participate in the Pride and Prejudice readathon. We all know what I've been doing this week. I've been reading books to log for the last week of Survivor, which is over tomorrow. I have about 130 pages left of this. I'm going to finish this hopefully tonight. If not, I'm going to get very close and finish it in the morning. So Liv is doing some sprints tonight, so I'm going to listen to this while I diamond paint, and that is my plans for tonight. Tomorrow, I have to go to the vet with that one that was just in here. She's got a bladder issue. All these dogs with these bladder issues. Went to the vet. Should have a bladder scan. Her bladder, she doesn't have any tumors, but her lining of her bladder looks a little suspicious. No stones. So she's on a medication that costs $200 for 10 pills. $20 a pill. Oh, what? Just more money. I should just take stock in this at the vet. With as much money as I spend and everybody else probably spends. It's rainy here. I'm gonna go home and I'm going to do some reading because it is reading weather. I really didn't want to get out this morning, but I had to, so heading back home.
Hello, how's it going? I am here to finally finish out this vlog. So, it is now Monday. I didn't update it all yesterday, and this day is almost over. So, excuse the hat head. It is super rainy in Kansas City today. So, this is what we're working with. So, to just follow up, Saturday, we ended up going to a place called Dixon's Chili. It has been in Kansas City for like the longest, and it is not in a fantastic part of town, not a horrible part of town, just not a, it's run down. It's a rundown area. So we went and had all you can eat tacos because their tacos are really yummy. So we did that, and then we got some ice cream, and then we came home with our full bellies and watched a movie. So that was our Saturday night. And then yesterday I spent all day cleaning. So nothing fun to tell you about that. We did have the Survivor reveal last night of the winners. So the winner of Redemption Island was your girl. I won. Okay, enough of that craziness. Anyway, I won, but I literally only won by 1 point. 1 point. It was close. So thank goodness that I submitted a last book on, it was either Friday night or Saturday morning. I think it was maybe Friday night. Anyway. So yeah, so I'm very thankful that I won. So I had a fantastic reading month in June doing the Survivor Challenge. It was so much fun. I highly recommend joining Gwen's Patreon. If it is feasible for you, it is definitely well worth joining her Patreon. So we have so much fun in there. She has the best activities and fun things planned for us, and it's always a good time. Before I sign off, I do have to share that I saw the weirdest thing today. Me and my daughter ran an errand on my lunch, and we saw a dead fish in the road. Not a little fish, like a dead fish. It was like this big, just hanging out, dead. Anyway, I'm gonna put a little clip of it at the end so you can see it. But anyway, I'm out of here. Until my next video, friends, be yourself, be awesome, be kind. Bye.
Y'all, is this a fish? There's a fish.
Oh my God.
In the middle of this is an intersection. Why is there a fish?